shalom. Class, shalom. Shabbat shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David, has been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach Michael Shine. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the mystery, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it, they're getting built up in the spirit, they're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, and they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to the sisters out there moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. And shalom to the ancient men, the children, and the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth.
Shabbat shalom, all praises to the Most High for another Sabbath day, right? A day of repentance, right? A day of edification. Be thinking yourselves, setting yourselves and your households in order, be an example to the children and to the young men who are coming into this truth, right? As we always do, we're going to go into Acts chapter 18, verse 4.
The book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse number 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right, another beautiful Sabbath service to persuade Israel who knows that they're Israel to continue in the faith, the brotherly love, the charity, right? All things to magnify the name of Yahweh, and to those just finding out that they're Israel to compel them to be at the church of Berean, to search the scripture daily and diligently to see if the words that are spoken to them are true enough, right? To see if, the lies and falsehoods and fallacies and all these things that Christianity promotes are truly in the scriptures, or if the men who are teaching you are coming, thus saith the Lord. And the only way we can do that is go into Philippians 4:13.
It's the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me.
Right, through the spirit of Yahweh, we're able to cast down false doctrine, stand 10 toes down for the doctrine we have learned, and not be tossed to and fro like a sea in a wave in the sea. Right?
Shalom Israel, Shalom classroom, of course, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Abba Yahweh, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashak, Omalak, Wa'adanya, Yahweh, Shah, the righteous, our Father, our Lord, the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of his beloved Son, Yahweh, Shah, our King, right, the anointed, and also our Lord as well, right, the righteous, right. Let's go to the book of Joshua, right, chapter 8 and verse, right, Joshua, chapter 8 and verse 7, man. All right, bring that up.
The book of Joshua, chapter 8 and verse number 7. Then ye shall rise up.
Then what?
Then ye shall rise up.
No,
then ye shall rise up.
Right then, ye shall rise up. Read.
From the ambush and seize upon the city.
And do what?
And seize upon the city.
Stay slow.
And seize upon the city.
Right? Read.
For Yahweh your God will deliver it into your hand.
Right, so the Most High, like, he commands, right, to rise up and to seize upon the city, right, chiefly on these Sabbath days, and you have men, right, that are breaking Sabbath, right, committing all manner and forms of lewdness, right, men with strange doctrine that's going out, right, to them keep the people brainwashed, and you got those Christians, Muslims, or you got men on the left-hand side going 10 times harder, right, for more so than the brothers that's supposed to be in the truth, right? More so than men, right? That's supposed to be doing the work, right? So the same way how you have those on the left-hand side, right? That rise up, right? To continue to have this beast, right? To continue to have this so-called like the prophet, right? The Most High, he also said what, right? For you to rise up and to seize upon the city, right? Why? Because the kingdom is at hand, And the Lord said that, he said, for the Lord God will deliver it into your hand, right? Let's get that in 2nd Ezra, right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 13, right? Because the Lord, he has the cities reserved before you, right? Men say that they only be over 5 cities, 10 cities, 20 cities, right? But the Lord, he's not going to give you these cities, man, to those that just on the keyboard, man, right, scoffing, right, eating hot chips, Funyuns, man, right, and cracking toes all day, man. But for those that are going to actually get up, man, and to see the kingdom, right, bring that up.
Second Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 13. Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be few days, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. The kingdom is already prepared for you.
Read.
Watch.
Do what?
Watch.
Right, so the kingdom, man, of the Most High is already prepared for you, man. Right, but to watch, man. Do the work. Right, labor, man. Right, do the works, right, of an evangelist and our forefathers, man. Right, so that we may be able to seize, man, and take the kingdom. Brothers, man.
That's right. So we're going straight into a Q&A, man. We're diving right into it. There's a lot of madness on the earth right now. There's controversy, there's folly, there's doctrines, there's Christianity coming against the words of the Most High. So our people have questions. So we're going to dive right into it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Go to Acts, real quick, chapter 17 and verse 11. Right? Brothers have to be as the church of Berean. Have a Berean mentality. Bring that up. Not a Corinthian mentality.
Acts chapter 17 and verse 11. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica.
And Paul went to both churches, and he examined how they conducted themselves when the word of God came out. He saw how the people of Thessalonica dealt with the scriptures. And then he saw how the people of Berea dealt with the scriptures. He said, these brothers are a little bit different, man. And Berea. These are more noble than those of Thessalonica. Go on.
In that they received the word with all readiness of mind.
And they was thinking about 1,000 things.
That they received the word with all readiness of
So
mind.
the word was up, it was like this.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's that. Let's find out. Right? So, Paul probably a hard time getting his lesson out, man. Let's probably ask him a question. What does that mean? Well, last time when Apollos was here, he said it like this. Right? Okay. Add 300 to them, huh? And they received the word with all readiness of mind.
And search the scriptures daily.
Or once a week.
And search the scriptures daily, whether those things were so.
And every day they was holding accountable, man. Yeah, that was a good lesson, but was it really good? That Paul went into. Let's find out. So it was all into these scriptures, man. That's the spirit that you want to have. That's the Berean spirit. When you receive the word with all readiness of mind. You're not thinking about what you're going to eat later, what your woman made, right? You're not thinking about God knows what, man. Your mind is solely focused on His truth, man. So let's deal with the first question. Any questions in the classroom? All right, let's deal with it online. What we got?
Matthew 22:30.
Brother said, beloved lioness, so like the sister, beloved lioness, can you break down Matthew 22 and verse 30?
All right, let's deal with it. All right, let's deal with it. Matthew chapter 22 and verse number 30. Can you start at verse 20? I was saying 25, but 24.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse number 24.
This is to get the context.
Saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed.
Well, start at 23 so we can understand what's going on.
Verse number 23. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say there is no resurrection.
So the Sadducees were a group of Israelites during the early first century who were a Torah-based only, non-spiritual, wealthy group of men that broke the scriptures down. They didn't believe in the resurrection. Go to Acts 23 and 8 too. Let's see something else about the Sadducees. So these were carnal men who had allegiance to the Roman Empire. Right?
23 and 2?
8.
Book of Acts chapter 23 and verse number 8.
Because really you have to seek out what their intentions are, who they are. Right? Bring that up.
For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit.
So their mind was bad. They didn't believe in angels. They didn't believe in spirits. So how did they discern matters? They were very carnal, huh? They were very carnal. So they didn't believe that men rose from the... Imagine not even believing in spiritual demons, Satan. They don't believe that demons exist. They don't believe that angels exist. Jacob never wrestled with the angel. That was some force, the universe, or something like that, man. That was an actual man. Go back to that in Matthew 22 and 24. So they're coming to him, and they don't believe in the resurrection, but yet they're going to ask a question about the resurrection. What is that called? Insincerity. Bring it up.
Matthew 22 and 24, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed unto his brother.
So when you deal with this marriage, when they say there's no marriage in the kingdom, it's dealing with what you call the Levirate marriage, which means, and go to Deuteronomy 25. If a brother dies and he has no children, you have to keep that brother's name back on the earth, right? And he has wealth, and he has a family, he has possessions. So you have to lay down with his woman. Now you say, well, I don't want to do that. And you could have said, I don't want to do that. But that was wicked, right? Read Genesis the 38th chapter, right? With and Onan.
Right.
There's a thing called Onanism. Brother, know what Onanism is? All right, read that real quick first.
Where you at? Deuteronomy 25.
25:5.
Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 5. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger.
A stranger is anybody that's not of her husband's immediate brother. That's the stranger in this context. Go on.
Her husband's brother.
Her what?
Her husband's brother shall go in unto her.
Now she can say, well, he's ugly, I don't like that, he's short, he's not getting with me, hell no. And she got to deal with it. Right? Read on.
And take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her.
That's love right there, man. Because that child that y'all have is essentially her husband coming back. Because in the spirit, nobody's more closer to you in the spirit world than your actual brother. Right? It's your brother, and it's your father, and it's your uncle. Right? Your father's brother. In the world, in the land of the living, those spirits are the closest to you. Read on.
Verse 6. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead.
Right, so the son that they have, all of that possessions that man had, he has to give it up to his brother, right? Which is essentially him coming back on the earth. So a lot of people are reluctant to do that. You can read the book of Ruth and different accounts because they didn't want to lose all of their possessions. They would lose all of that. He might have had his own son, but he had to give it all up and give it to that man's son. So now his son with that, where's my possessions? Well, I have to perform the duty of a husband brother. So a lot of men they want to risk that. It's a tough situation. Read on.
That his name be not put out of Israel.
So that's regeneration. You bring him back on the earth. So when he comes back on the earth as a babe, he inherits all his possessions he had when he died. Right?
Good. Let's go to Ruth chapter 4 and verse number 1. Right, this is an example of Deuteronomy 25 and 5. Right, and that's wicked that you don't want to bring up seed in your brother's name. Right, you want your brother's name to be cast away. And in that account of Matthew 22 and 30, it wasn't a sincere question because they were trying to confound the Lord. Right. Like the Lord wasn't going to be able to, interpret what they were trying to do. They were trying to jam him up with his words. Right, let's bring that up.
This is Ruth chapter 4 and verse 1.
Right.
Then went Boaz up to the gate and sat him down there. And behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by, unto whom he said, Ho, such a one, turn aside, sit down here. And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, sit ye down here. And they sat down.
So they were trying to determine who was closest of kin to take over that land of the kinsman who died and give over seed unto him, so on and so forth, right?
Verse 3. And he said unto the kinsman, Naomi, that is come again out of the country of Moab, selleth a parcel of land, which was our brother Elimelech.
Right.
And I bought to So like, and I thought to advertise thee, saying, buy it before the inhabitants and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it, redeem it. But if thou wilt not redeem it, then tell me that I may know. For there is none to redeem it besides thee, and I am after thee.
So that land would have been left up to nobody if they wouldn't have sat down Boaz and the king close to him when they came forth to buy forth that land. Right? With that land comes forth the servants in it, comes forth the fruit, and all things that are bought with the land. Right? You may have a river that flows through it. Right? You may have, what's some other things that's in the land? Cattle. Right? It's a whole bunch that comes with it. This is true wealth. Right. And it's important that you have the elders. So that question wasn't really a question of doctrineship. It was more of a, how we going to jam up the Lord? Because these are carnal men. Right? They require a sign and they only go, thus saith the Lord, and that's it. And they don't even understand that the law is spiritual. Right? We can leave off on that.
Now, real quick, go to Genesis 38. We'll get straight to the point. Genesis 38 and verse 2. Right? Genesis 38 and 2.
This is Genesis chapter 38 and verse number 2. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shuah, and he took her and went in unto her. Right. And she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name
He called his name This is Judah's son. Read on.
And she conceived again and bare a son, and she called his name Onan.
His name what?
Onan.
His name is Onan. Read on.
And she yet again conceived and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Kesib when she bare him.
Read.
And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar.
So fathers were bringing wives to their sons, right? Go on.
And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him.
Don't say what he did, he was just wicked. And the Lord killed him. Doesn't matter what he did, he's wicked. Don't be wicked. Read on.
Verse 8. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife.
Do what?
Go in unto thy brother's wife.
And then go into your brother's wife, man. Judah knew the law. The law was already here. Read on.
And marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his.
He knew he had to leave all his possessions and give it to When came back on the earth, right? He knew that his lineage. He knew that the seed should not be his.
And it came to pass, when he went into his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground.
He did what?
That he spilled it on the ground.
He didn't spill apple juice, man. A bag of apple seeds on the ground. What do you mean he spilled it on the ground? Just pick the seeds back up, put it in the ground. Silly Onan. Ain't no silly Onan, man. He spilled it on the ground. If you read on.
Lest that he should give seed to his brother.
So what does that mean? He just use his brother's wife for pleasure.
Right.
Yeah, I'll raise up seed to her. Thank you for raising seed to my husband. Yeah, come here, right? Then he laid down with her, and then he spilled a seed on the ground. That's called onanism. You got the definition.
Onanism, a noun, right, has 3 definitions.
So this is your name. It's having a bad name. Your name live forever.
Masturbation, coitus interruptus. And I'm that one.
That's Latin.
And it's self-gratification. So coitus interruptus is what happened in that account. Coitus, in which the rod is withdrawn prior to ejaculation to prevent the deposit of sperm into the woman.
It's playing. Pulling out. Right? For those in the back who don't really know. Right?
That's what brother say. My pull-up game is good.
Yeah, right. That's wicked, man. Right? Right, so that's called onanism, man. Supposed to lay down with your woman and impregnate your woman, right? That's the law right there. All right? Now, this is what they're asking the Lord. So go back to Matthew 22. Don't be an Onan. Right? Don't be an Onan. That's the old man. Right? Bring that up.
Matthew chapter 22 and verse number 24.
Scriptures cover everything.
Saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed unto his brother.
Right?
Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased.
And this you guys. This is a lie. Right? Read on.
And having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise, the second also, and the third unto the 7th. And last of all, the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7?
Right, when they resurrect, which brother gets the wife? Because they all have it.
For they all had her.
Right?
Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God.
Read.
For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage.
Read that again.
For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage.
What marriage is this specifically talking about? Right, the marriage you just read in Deuteronomy 25. That's the marriage that's not going to take place.
Of God in heaven.
Which means you're going to live forever. So if you live forever, you won't have that type of marriage take place in the kingdom because your brother's not going to die. It's not saying that you're not going to marry a wife in the kingdom, and your son's not going to marry a wife. The marriage is speaking about the Levirate marriage. That will not take place in the kingdom because you're going to be as an angel, which means you're going to be immortal. You're not going to die. Read on.
Verse 31.
And they would know that if they believed in angels. So they don't understand the scriptures because the scriptures speak about the angels. The scriptures are the Old Testament. Psalms chapter 104, right? Psalms 34, Psalms 91, right? You read about the angels in 2 Kings, the 6th chapter. You read about the angels all the time, man. Genesis. So they don't know about the angels, right? Read on.
Verse 31. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living.
Right, because all live unto the Most High. He's not the God of the dead. The Most High, He has no pleasure. He's not just dealing with everybody in the graveyard, right? We bless this man in the graveyard. They're dead, man. He's the God of the living, right? So He's not worried about, He's not dealing with people dying in the kingdom, right? Of His own people, because He's not the God of the dead. He's the God of the living. That's what He told Moses, right? So that's that question, the Levirate marriage. A lot of people think when they read that, you're not going to, I think certain denominations of Christianity believe that you will not have sex in the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be 144,000 virgins in there. Just all men. I'm not going to, look, there's 144,000 men and there's no women around. I'm going to scratch my head, man. And it don't itch. Right, go to Isaiah chapter 60 and 22. 144,000 men just looking at each other. No sons, no daughters, no women. All right, let me get this precept real quick. Come.
Book of Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000.
Read that again.
A little one shall become 1,000.
So a brother, he's going to be 1,000. Meaning what? He's going to lay down with many women and he's going to have 1,000 children. Imagine having 1,000 children. You're not even going to know them, right? Everybody's going to be their own nation, right? The Naquamites, the Kabarites, right? The Amosites, right? You mean, the Amosites. So everybody's going to be their own nations. 18 nations now. Then you're going to have infinite amount of nations. What nation you come from, right? Read over.
And a small one, a strong nation.
Did Abraham become an exceeding great nation? Did Isaac and Jacob become an exceeding great nation? Right? Because they had many wives. Abraham had 2 wives, or really he had 3 wives in the land of the living. Jacob had 4 wives. Isaac had his 1 wife. And you're going to have your many wives, right?
Come, let's go to Isaiah 4 and 1. That's prophecy. Right? It'd be foolish to think that there would be no marriage in the kingdom. right? Aren't we the bride of the Lord? So that's the only marriage that's gonna happen. That's the only marriage. It's just us coming back into the land. And like the brother said, we're just gonna be staring at each other all day. Right? Who's gonna repopulate the earth? Who's gonna bring forth all the spirits in the chambers of souls waiting to come back?
Yeah, real quick, that's part of this 4 years of war, man. That's called the booty, man. Right? When you take gold, you take the wealth, you take the land, you take these women captive, you take one of the other nations captive too, man. And then you destroy those men, you destroy their priests, their God, and you make them conform and assimilate to your doctrine and your understanding. And you lay down with those women, and you make more of your people for their women. That's warfare 101.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse number 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
So that's a prophecy coming into the kingdom, man. All hell gonna be breaking loose, and they're gonna be flocking, seeking to the men of the Lord. Those who have put off the wickedness of Babylon and all the different captivities that we scattered in, and they're gonna see the light. The Lord gonna make the men of gold be like, or the men of Israel like gold in that day, man. They're gonna be like gold. Nobody's running to silver and platinum. Then nobody cared about platinum until they started putting it in these rap songs, right? And still to the day, everybody want to go triple gold, gold this, gold that. That's how the Lord is going to do it. He's going to have the men of the Lord and produce like rabbits, right? If you don't know how rabbits produce, Google it, right? Google how rabbits produce, right? They have like 24 babies at a time.
Yeah.
Point?
Salakia, I heard a brother, because we was going into the 144 being saved, right? So the 144, the 1/3, it's not the same, because the 144 is just all men, right? So the 1/3 gotta be like women and children, right? So I heard a brother was saying that the 144, that's all gonna be saved. So I'm like, in the kingdom of heaven, there's gotta be women in heaven for us to, to multiply and have generations. So if only the 144 won't be saved, then where the women will be in. That's the 1/3. So that kind of, I'm glad that y'all kind of going to this lesson, because that proves that, that brother was his mind was kind of off when he said that, and stuff like that.
Right. His mind is bad.
Yeah,
Right. Remember, Peter had a wife, man.
Right.
And he's one of the 12, man. Give a quick precept real quick in Jeremiah 31 and verse 7. Right? Jeremiah 31 and 7. You know what kingdom doesn't have women, man? Every kingdom, and so now our kingdom, the top people, we get no women. You got brothers' wives. He better not have no other women. He better not get no wife in the kingdom. Right? It's not expedient. It is expedient in those days. It is expedient. Right? Bring that up, man. Bring that up.
So like you said, Jeremiah 31.
31 and verse 7.
Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 7. For thus saith the Lord, sing with gladness and about among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Yahweh, save thy people, the remnant of Israel.
The remnant of all nations.
The remnant of Israel.
The Christians, they got to explain that. Read on.
Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman.
Who's coming?
The woman.
Who in the kingdom?
The woman.
All men.
The woman with the child.
You have one pregnant, man. Right? Single sisters in Israel. Not sure I done a lot of smiling. Right? Go on.
And her that travaileth with child together, a great company shall return thither.
So the great company is the 1/3. The 1/3 is all of the elect, but within that 1/3 is the 144,000, which is the elite men. But not all men are going to be the 144,000. Certain men are going to be part of that 1/3, right? And those are just going to be an average citizen in Israel. He might have a little piece of land, maybe a mule, right? Maybe 2 miles over here, maybe a cornfield. Then 144,000 will have mansions, castles. They're gonna be doing their thing. So you want to strive for the mastery. And all your wives are going to be in order too, man. They're all going to be in order, right? And they're going to be perfect with the laws and the inward parts, man. So you're not going to have no argument. What if we argue? Ain't going to be no argument, man. Well, no, man, and there's no excuse, man.
That's right.
No excuse.
All right, come on. So, quick precept. Let's go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 12. Let me back up for the first we're running out. Zechariah 12 and 12.
This is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse number 12. And the land shall mourn, every family apart.
Every what?
Every family apart.
Right, so it's going to be families. And inside the kingdom, huh? Right, you know, Jay got to stop thinking that it's all about them. Right, you had certain brothers that was kind of teaching that well, you know, the Lord he's going to come and save all the men, right, for the space of the hour, right. That way, as men, we can finally get this peace and quiet, right. All the women, right, are just going to be damn silent, man, right? And going through hell while all the men get saved and beamed up, man. And that's all, man.
Right.
That's all. Right. The Lord is coming to not only, right, save men, man, but also save households, man. Right. The same way how the Lord, right, cut down, right, and destroyed entire households, man. Right. The Lord even save, man, entire households as well, man. Right. So with the whole family apart, you know.
The family of the house of David apart.
The what?
The family of the house of David apart.
So and spiritually, right, David would represent, right, the elite, right, the kings, right, those of the highest stature, man, right, or in the sense, right, the 144,000, right, we know.
And their wives apart.
And their what?
And their wives apart.
Right, and their wives apart, man. Right, so the wives are going to be there, right, we know.
The family of the house of Nathan apart,
right,
and their wives apart.
And what?
And their wives apart.
Right, Nathan, man, right, going into those men that are prophets, man, right, because not every man is going to be of the 144,000. When you read the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter, right, 10, 12 on down, man. Right, you read princes, right, those men that are going to be exactors, man, right? These will be princes, governors, man, right, rulers, man, right, those that are set tax and set levies on the either, man, right? Not every man, right, that's in the 1/3 is going to be part of that 144,000, man. Right, we don't?
Verse 13. The family of the house of Levi apart. And their wives apart.
And what?
And their wives apart.
Right, so even the priests, man, right, read.
The family of Shammai apart. And their wives apart.
Read.
All the families that remain.
All the what?
All the families that remain.
No, just the men.
All the families that remain.
All the families that remain. Read.
Every family apart.
Read.
And their wives apart.
And their what?
And their wives apart.
Right, and their wives apart, man. Right, so from that top Israelite, right, to the last year Israelite that gets saved and delivered, all those families, all those men, right, their wives and children, right, are going to be saved and that day to come. My brother.
We can move on to the next question. So yeah, you're going to have women in there. And one more point, a lot of Jakes and truth the so-called like Hispanic and Native American women, man. You black, you know what, man, you're going to die, so-and-so and so-and-so. Don't you know all of these sisters that walk through Yahweh are back on the earth? Right. Mary and Joanna and all of these sisters and Mary Magdalene and Martha, Phoebe, all these women are back on the earth, man. Right, so you have the elect woman, man, on the earth. Right, doing the mighty works that they did in time past. So we can move on to the next question.
All right, this is by Jabril Tompkins. Is Israel supposed to be teaching other nations to follow the law Or should we only worry about our people?
Well, we should only worry about our people, man. We should only worry about our people, not because we said so. That's what God said, man. Go to Matthew 10 and 5. Right? Matthew 10 and 5.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 10 and verse number 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Do what?
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Right? If the Lord wanted us to teach our nations, he would have eat it. There would be no problem. Go on.
And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
What the Lord say?
The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
He said, don't tell them, this isn't for everybody. Don't tell everybody the kingdom's at hand. Tell my people, the Israelites, that the kingdom of God is at hand. So we're not going out there to set up camp at a damn rolling park, man. We're going to eat man.
Right.
We're not going to what's the Edomite spot in America, man? Dundalk. Right? We go to Dundalk and we just set up camp. Hear, O Esau, the Lord our God. That's wickedness, man. We're here, O Esau, man. We're not going to Chinatown to teach the Moabites.
Right.
Right? We're not going to Africa to strictly look for the Hamites. Right? The pygmy people, man. With the spears, man. We're not out here for the little pygmy people, man. They can eat us. We out here for the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American men, man. We got enough problems with this, man. One more, give me Jeremiah 15 and 5. These nations don't love you, man. They don't respect you, man. You're going to teach them and they're going to use you, man. They're going to come in, they're going to overthrow you, and they're going to rob you, man. He had this one congregation, they let an Edomite sit at the table with him, man. Then we blew the shofar in the Passover. Then he ended up taking over the camp. And he kicked them out the camp. And they have to join the prospect program. He said no. And he brought other Edomites, man. So he took over, man.
White garments.
Yeah, they had white garments on, man. He took over, man. Bring that up.
Jeremiah chapter 15 verse 5.
What happened when John Hyrcanus proselytized the Herodians, man? The Edomites, man? What happened? Herod came in the palace and sought to kill Yahushua. Man, they took over, they killed all of the Hasmonean lineage. They raped their women. They destroyed Aristobulus, Alexander Jannaeus, all of the sons of Simon, the sons of John Hyrcanus. Antipas made a league with the Roman Republic, transitioned the Roman Empire to take over Judea, set themselves up as being puppet kings over the Jews, and they've been oppressing Israel since they were destroyed. Off of one circumcision.
For those who don't know, John Hyrcanus is one of the sons of the Maccabees, brother.
Right.
For those who didn't know.
Bring that out, King.
Jeremiah 15 and 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O
So
Jerusalem?
these nations don't love you, man. They don't pity you, man. When the last time my brother got a call from a Moabite about your bills and you being short? I'm Randall, I'm a Moabite stranger. I'm just visiting the hood, seeing what Negro I can help out.
Right.
Anybody ever see that, man? Anytime the other nation get neighborhood, they're oppressing you. Right? Anything of the Most High, they going door to door, seducing you. Rolling up in, how can I come in? You try to close the door, they put the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses, put their foot in the door and try to put sorcery on you, man. Anytime the nation's around you, they're looking to capitalize off of your ignorance. Read on.
Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask thee, to ask how thou doest?
Literally, when's the last time a brother heard just simply an Arab say, how are you doing? A Chinese man, how are you doing? A sincere, how are you? You ever heard that? Any brother ever heard that? Not even deep, just a simple, how are you? They don't even ask how you doing, man. It's either buy, get out, put it down, put it back, get in the back, shut up, hands behind your back, don't hit that, move out the way, we're closed, you gotta leave. That's all you hear from the nations, man.
Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy, man. Right? We seen you on camera, all of that, man. So no, we're not out here to teach these other nations. But the hell with these nations, man.
I saw a video with a date. He was going So he went to one of the Ishmaelite place and tried the food. So he stepped outside while I was eating the food. Another Ishmaelite pulled up to him and told him, you can't stay here. You gotta leave.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
That's right. So they respect him, huh? Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's go to Acts chapter 13 and verse number 42.
The book of Acts, chapter 13, and verse number 42.
To answer the question, you want to drink water of your own cisterns. You want to make sure that Israel is fed. Right? We know the Lord not dealing with the other nations. Right? That's Joel 2 and 27. Right? Amos 3 and 1. These are milk scriptures. Right? To hell with the heathens. Right? The heathens of the other nations, I should say. Because we got heathens of our people. Right? These trappers. Right? They're considered heathens, but they're Israel. Right? They're Gentile-like bond state. Right? And that's what this verse is going into. Right? Let's bring that up.
Acts 13 and 42. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached unto them the next Sabbath.
So the Gentiles were in the synagogue and they were trying to taught the same type of word that they've got in the previous synagogue. Now, what people went to the synagogue? Jews, the Israelites did, right?
Verse 43. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who speaking to them persuaded them to continue in the grace of God.
Right.
Verse 44. And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of God.
So the whole city came to the synagogue to hear the words of the Lord. Right? So all of Baltimore, what Baltimore got like 100 or 800,000 people in it? 900,000 people? So them 750,000 people would have came to the school to hear the word, right?
But when the Jews saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming.
Right.
Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of God first have been spoken to you, but seeing ye put it from you, and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles.
So they were speaking to the Jews who were raised up in the custom from birth, right? They got circumcised on the 8th day, never ate unclean food. But you know how Jake is, stiff-necked, hard-headed, feel like they got the preeminence.
Right.
Yeah, I've been in the truth 15 years. And you been how long? 8 years? You still wet behind the ears, right? So this is prophecy that you will have to go to the Gentiles. Now, what Gentiles are they talking about? Right? So we got the blue letter right here. I'll let you read it, Dewan. So this is Gentiles in the blue letter.
This is Strong's G1484 ethnos.
Right? Ethnos.
Right? It says a multitude, whether of men or of beasts, associated or living together. Right? A company, troop, swarm, a multitude of individuals of the same nature or genus.
So the same nature or genus, meaning the same people, right? Doesn't in 2nd Esdras 32 on down call Israel the heathen, waiting for their savior to come, right? There's one more.
The human family, a tribe, nation, people group.
So that word Gentile is the same tribe or nation, just raised up and Hellenized in the ways of the Greeks, ways of the Romans, ways of the Hamites, whatever way it may have been. They're the same Gentiles that they're talking about as being Jews. So the answer is yes, go to your own people and leave leave the heathen the hell alone.
Our precept. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse number 17. Right, 1 Peter 4 and 17.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse number 17.
I read.
For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
No, at the house of Esau.
At the house of God.
At the house of Ammon and Moab.
At the house of God.
Right, so judgment first is going to come at the house of the Most High, right? hey, it's expedient, right, to teach your people, man. Right, you got some brothers that they'll be teaching, right? They see the sheep standing there, man, hungry, right, just waiting, man. Right, your damn lust, right, your damn thirst, man, right, just to confound Esau, man, right, just to puff up, right, your own wisdom, your own, man, right, to basically get everything that you study for the whole week, man, right, or just to damn yell at the damn nations all day, man, and you forget that the judgment, man, is going to start at the Most High, man, and that the Lord, He's waiting, right, for 144,000, right, men. Right, and also 1/3 of the men, women, and children, right, to be woken up, right, so that we would be able to take back our land, right, to receive the kingdom. The Lord said judgment must first begin at the house of the Lord, right. Go to the book of Luke, chapter 4, and verse 18, right. Now let's read the red letter, man. The words of our King, our Lord Yahweh.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, and verse number 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
And what?
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
Read.
Because He hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor.
To do what?
To preach the gospel to the poor.
So every brother that comes into this truth, man, right, that repents, man, right, that goes through that washing, right, that's cleansed through the water, right, physically of the praise and laving, but spiritually, right, through the water in this truth, man, right, that once you're clean, you're purified, right, through the water, the blood, man, right, that you are also anointed, right, the same way how the physical priest had to be washed, right, anointed, right, to do the work inside of the temple, man, right. This is the same washing and anointing that we receive when we come inside of this truth, man, right, to preach the gospel to the poor, right, and who's the poor? Us, Israel, man, right. Read on.
He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted.
Right, and we are also the brokenhearted, man. Right, I mean, read the book of Isaiah, right there, 61st chapter, man. Right, hey, it's about, right, Israel being woken back up, right, grafted back into that fold, right, those branches which were broken off that wild olive tree in the book of Romans, 11th chapter, right, linking up with Jeremiah 11:16, man. Read on.
To preach deliverance to the captives.
To do what?
To preach deliverance to the captives.
Right, and Esau, right, Moab, okay, Ishmael, these nations are not captives. These nations are captors, man. Right, the transatlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan, right, the so-called 10 dynasties, man. Right, all these nations that had our people in captivity to build up the so-called Great Wall of China, right, to build up, right, all the so-called markets and fields, right, that these nations have, man. We don't.
And recovering of sight to the blind.
Right, and also the curse, right, Deuteronomy 28 and 28, man. Right, we are the ones that are blind, man, groping around in darkness, man. We don't.
To set at liberty them that are bruised.
To do what?
To set at liberty them that are bruised.
Right, and the only ones that's being bruised, man, right, through whips, man, right, through being lynched, burned alive, gunned down unjustly, man, right, are the children of Israel, man, right, which is what the Lord, right, was anointed to do, man, right, the gospel, which is to the Israelites, right, so out of the mouth of the two or the witnesses, Peter, right, Yahweh shot the prophets, man, right, that the Lord said from Genesis all the way, right, to the Amen, right, that we are to preach and to teach our people solely, right, playing upon tables.
Okay, let's go to Daniel chapter 12 and 10. And even if it's compelled upon you to want to tell an Edomite, tell a Moabite, tell an Ammonite, your best friend Susie, who you grew up with, right, in seminary school, and vacation Bible study, right, and Susie's mom Martha, and her father Billy Bob, right, it don't matter if you tell them, right, it can count, it don't, that's like casting pearls before swine. Remember we were little, we used to throw those pebbles in like a water, a big body of water, and there'd be a small ripple, That's how it is. It's not even going to be a small ripple because they're not going to understand the words that you're speaking. Because these words are life. There's no life in these nations. Right, bring it up, King.
Daniel chapter 12 and verse number 10.
Right.
Many shall be purified and made right and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand.
So there's no point in doing that because the wicked can't understand the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right? Just speaking a foreign language literally and figuratively. Right? Imagine telling the Edomite that salvation is only for Israel. How do you think that's going to go? They're going to start foaming at the mouth. The heathen are going to be raging literally. They're not even going to understand what salvation is. This is not the land of the free and the home of the brave. Right? Put their right hand upon their heart, and the flag is going to come up behind them, like John Cena. Right? So don't waste your time. Don't waste your breath.
Right.
So we can move on to the next question. There is a brother that goes out there and teaches the other nations. He sets up camp and he's called old Esau. Alright, so bring that up.
This is from Irvin Hinkins. Shalom, Israel. Could you all break down Tobit 6, 3 through 8?
Let's deal with it. Tobit is a beautiful book, man. A very, very beautiful book. Tobit chapter 6, 3 through 8.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 6, verse number 3. Then the angel said unto him, take the fish. And the young man laid hold of the fish and drew it to land.
Because this fish was going to kill Tobias. So he caught the fish and grabbed it and brought it to land. Read on.
To whom the angel said, open the fish and take the heart and the liver and the gall and put them up safely.
Because these angels, they know things that man doesn't know. They know about certain body parts, elements, and the spirit behind it. Now, give me real quick 2 Samuel chapter 14 and verse number 17. Right? 2 Samuel 14 and 17.
This is 2 Samuel chapter 14 and verse number 17. Then thine handmaid said, the word of my lord the king shall now be comfortable. For as an angel of God, so is my lord the king to discern good and bad.
To do what?
To discern good and bad.
So the angels, and like David, they can discern good and bad. They don't just fly around and just whiff and sniff the air, man. Right? They have discernment as well. Go to verse 20.
Verse number 20. To fetch about this form of speech hath thy servant Joab done this thing. And my Lord is what? According to the wisdom of an angel of God.
See, angels have a different level of wisdom than man has. She said David had the wisdom according to an angel of God. You know?
To know all things.
To do what?
To know all things.
Even about intestines and fishes.
To know all things that are in the earth.
See, that they know all things in the earth, right? On the right-hand side. Why do you think people on the left-hand side, they try to tap into that demonic spirit too? There's a thing called heruspect. Brothers ever heard of that? When they open up the intestines of an animal. And what do they go for first? The liver. They look in the liver. And it allows them to deal with demons on the left-hand side. Go to Ezekiel 21 and 21. So they know that there's a spirit in these different organs outside of what they do for the body that the spirits know. Right? So bring that up.
Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse number 21. For the king of Babylon stood at the parting of the way, at the head of the two ways, to use divination.
To use what?
To use divination.
Right, to make a decision, he would use divination. Read on.
He made his arrows bright. He consulted with images. He looked in the liver.
He did what?
He looked in the liver.
Why is he looking in the liver? Can you pull up the definition of heruspect? It's H-A-R-U-S-P-E-X. Right? So a lot of people of antiquity, the Egyptians, they did that. Even when you watch the movie Exodus, Gods and Kings, right? They show you that they would open up the liver and they would look into it, and the spirit of Satan allows him to understand what the intestines allowed him to do. Right? So the angel knew what it could be used for on the right hand side. But on the left hand side, there's a spirit behind it. Right? That's like it. That's why what does your liver allow you to do even today? Filter out. What else? Let's pull it up. Let's pull that up too. Pull up heruspects.
This is the definition of heruspects. It says a religious official who interpreted omens.
So you have religious officials and the Romans, the Greeks, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Egyptians that determined and dealt with omens, meaning signs, dark magic. Read on.
Inspecting the entrails.
By inspecting the entrails
Of sacrificial animals.
So they would open up the intestines and they would follow the entrails and the paths. And the demons would talk to them because it was blood and life in them. So the demons would be able to communicate with them and have them make decisions. But even the priests, they had to deal with the livers and kidneys. And certain things had to be removed. For spiritual reasons. Certain things had to be taken out. Certain cords had to be taken out. The cord with the liver had to be taken out. There's a spirit behind the creation of man that the angels know about, warlocks know about, but the average Joe only is what Esau told him at his local checkup. Now bring up, who got the liver, Baba Kasha?
I got the etymology of it too.
Oh, let's put that up, etymology.
The etymology, it says 1580s from Latin heruspects, right? Soothsayer.
What are they?
Soothsayer.
Right?
By means of entrails.
See, that soothsayers by means of entrails. Because in your entrails says blood. And what's inside your blood? Life. You can have life on the right hand side, or you could be tapped into the left hand side. It would deal with the blood on the left hand side, and it would activate the force of these demons and allow them to be able to make decisions on the left hand side.
So the function of the liver has hundreds of jobs. Some of the most vital are cleansing toxins, harmful substances out of the blood, and gets rid of old red blood cells.
You see that? So what happens if you alcoholic, right? It affects your liver, right? So your liver keeps your body clean. And if you got toxins, what does that do? It puts spirits on you. It put demons on you, right? You become irritable, you can't breathe. Your skin start changing colors because you got demons on you, right? So there's a spirit behind the liver that all nations, they knew about back then. Even,
that's why when people have like diabetes and stuff like that, it's an inflamed liver, right? So your liver is above your stomach and they put all those poisons and toxins in your body. So your liver is working overdrive to get all those toxins out. And eventually that waste doesn't get out and it gets inflamed. Right. They get that fatty liver. Right. That fatty liver, interrupts the glucose and all that, and now your body doesn't insulate right. So now they're going up and down with blood sugar.
And all these sicknesses are really infirmities caused by demons. That's all it is. Esau, he'll tell you, hey, look, no, or you have this mental disorder, or you have diabetes, or you have pancreatitis? Something like that, right? Those are really you being worked on by demons to affect your health. Right? They pinpoint key organs in your body and they affect it, right? That's why even in these nations, they deal with what they call your pituitary gland. Right? They try to tap into your pituitary gland because there's a so-called spirit behind that. So they all know about the bodily functions. Even the Moabite, he deals with acupuncture. Right? And he tries to pinpoint certain things to alleviate spirits in the body. All these nations know about it, huh? They all know how to manipulate and deal with the body on the left-hand side. All Jake do is drink a ginger ale, maybe some Robitussin, and some damn NyQuil, man. And then you're all jammed up, you got all these demons on you, man. So these nations, they deal with it on the left-hand side. That's why the angel's telling them, I'm going to show you something you don't know about. If we take this liver and we deal with it with this, we can make something happen. Right. And these angels, they know about these things.
Also, right, the function of That's dead. Right, come. Right, so the function of the gut, right, because right, the Lord said, right, to have the heart, right, the liver, right, and the gout to be removed. Right, so it reads, right, the main function of gall, right, is to store bile, a liquid produced by your liver that helps digest fat, right? And you don't want to have a bunch of damn fat toxins, right? Or even on a spiritual level, man, right? You may take in, right, that's why a certain so-called spirits, they jump on you, right? Certain so-called, doctrines, right? Certain things, they may come upon you, man. And you want those things to be expelled out, right? And the same thing that goes in the law. Right? Leviticus chapter 4 and verse 6, it reads, and the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle of the blood 7 times before the Lord, before the veil of the sanctuary. Right, so as the brother brought up, right, as a priest, man, you're dealing with the blood, right, or with life, right, but the Lord tells you that in the book of Genesis, the 9th chapter, right, through and down, right, that there is what? There's life inside the blood, right, okay? It reads, and the priest shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar of sweet incense before the Lord, which is in the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall pour all the blood of the bullock at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall take off from it all the fat of the bullock for the sin offering, the fat that covered the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver with the kidneys, it shall he take away. Right? So even these things, right, the caul, the fat, right, the kidneys, man, right, these were used, right, as an offering unto the Most High, right, as a sin offering, right, and a sweet incense to save.
Quick precept.
Can you go to Jeremiah 17:10? Now, a lot of nations, they actually, I believe I did a lesson on this a long time ago, they actually magnified the liver over the heart. So before your actual heart was highly esteemed as the headquarters of emotions. You know, somebody say, I feel it in my heart. You say, well, hold on, what is that talking about? It's really your mind. And the ancient world used to think that emotions, if people look that up, it came from the liver. So there was a lot of spirits associated with the liver as it served as the headquarters for emotions and feelings. And I was thinking too, when you drink alcohol, so if your liver all jammed up, you're not going to remove those spirits from you, man. And you got these demons on you, and you're going to get all jammed up. Now bring out Jeremiah 17:10. We're going to go to this word reigns in the Hebrew.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 10. I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins.
I do what?
I try the reins. Even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing.
But the word heart is lav. It means mind. Right? Now, brains, if I'm not mistaken, if you go into that, it should go into your intestines. Right?
Kidneys, physical organ.
And what's the third definition?
Of seat of emotion and
Can you
affection.
read that one more time?
Of seat of emotion and affection.
So back then, organs were associated with the seats, the headquarters, the throne of emotions and affections. So that's what that word meant in the Hebrew when they searched the reins. It didn't mean the Lord was actually searching your kidneys, but there was a spirit again associated with the organs and what they did for your body and for your spirit. So that's what, whenever you see that word reins, 90% of the time in the Hebrew, it's really going to your spirit, but in the Hebrew, it's talking about your kidneys, right? Because again, there are spirits associated with the bodily functions and the organs. Now, if you pull that up, liver as the head, the seat of emotions, you got it?
Right?
Slap.
Right, come. Right, so it said, it reads, yes, in traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is associated with emotions, particularly anger. It reads, right? From ScienceDirect.com, the liver controls disposition and it regulates the emotions and pathological changes in this process and associated psychologically.
See that?
So people worship the liver, man. It was a big deal to people, man. To the Egyptians, to the Assyrians. That's when we read that he looked in the liver. Because they all believed that the liver was associated with anger, with sadness, with wrath, with depression. And even in the Hebrew, the word reins goes to the organs and the kidneys. So now that we know that the angels, they know all things in the earth, they knew things about these organs that man will never know about. Right? That man can never comprehend. There are things in your body that you don't even know what they do, man. Deal with the so-called white man, you gotta get your appendix removed. Right? You gotta do it. Why does he want that removed so bad, man?
Right.
What does it do, man? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything no more. You don't need that no more. It's old. It's outdated. What if it was outdated? We wouldn't need it, man. I mean, the Most High wouldn't give it to us, man. So you gotta watch the so-called white man. Always tell you to take stuff out of your body, man. You don't need that no more. Right? They say that was for the cavemen to help break down like cellulose and certain things, right? But now you're evolved and you don't need that no more. Give me that. What do they do with it when you take it, man?
It says the exact purpose of the appendix is still unclear.
They see that? It's unclear, man. They can go outer space, allegedly, dive deep in the oceans, allegedly, right? But then we still don't kind of know what that does. That one's a mystery, man. So this is madness, man. You got something more?
This is from wellmind.com. It says digestion and the processing of nutrients are primary functions of this vital organ, talking about the liver. In TCM, the liver is associated with anger, depression, and the below physical symptoms. It says emotions attached. Anger, resentment, frustration, irritability, bitterness, and flying off the handle, quote unquote.
Damn, man. That's why you drink, put them spirits on you, and it hits you fast because it's going straight to your liver, man. That deal with those emotions, man. So there are things in your body, again, in your body that man really doesn't know, man. Glands and spirit. The Most High didn't just make man with just biceps and triceps. Right? You pick things up and put the man is a deep creation, man. To be able to comprehend and make judgment and discernment, man. Right? These are the operations that the Lord gave man. So let's go back to
Tobit, chapter 6 and verse number 4. To whom the angel said, open the fish and take the heart and the liver and the gall and put them up safely.
So there were things that these things did. Read on.
So the young man did as the angel commanded him, and when they had roasted the fish, they did eat it. Then they both went on their way till they drew near to Ecbathan.
Right?
Right, Ecbathan. Then the young man said to the angel, Brother Azarias, to what use is the heart and the liver and the gall of the fish? And he said unto him, touching the heart and the liver, if a devil or an evil spirit trouble any, we must make a smoke thereof before the man or the woman, and the party shall be no more vexed.
We don't suggest trying that at home. Right? You have a bloody damn mess. Right? You don't know what fish this was. It wasn't a catfish. Right? You got to know what was going on. I'm trying. My woman got a demon on. Smell this. Right? Come in the house, you got that pot. You know, your granny always got something cooking in that pot. You can't take the gall and the liver and try to make it smoke. You don't know what was used. You don't know these things, man. You have to kind of been there. Right? Read on.
Verse 8. As for the gall.
And that's not every demon. Every demon, this is Asmodeus. Right? Because certain demons, Yahushua said, this kind cometh not by what? By prayer and fasting. So not every demon is taken out that way. You don't deal with every demon the same way. Right? How you treat your liver is not how you treat your kidney. How you treat your heart. Right? There are different vitamins, nutrients, minerals to heal different parts of your body. Right? Different demons. Some you can fast away, some you can pray away, some you can just rebuke. you, some you can say hold your peace, some they trouble you, right? So, you know, it depends on the situation. Read on.
As for the gall, it is good to anoint a man that hath whiteness in his eyes, and he shall be healed.
See that? And that stuff is still out here, man. So you don't need Robitussin, man. You don't need hydroxone. You don't need damn all these commercials. They got all this stuff, man, with the Edomites playing at the park, man.
Right.
Zoloft, right? Side effects may include, right? This stuff doesn't have side effects, man. All you need, and we're gonna have that knowledge in the kingdom, man. You're gonna have, and some of our grandmothers and grandfathers, they knew about some of that stuff. They go get an herb and do this and mix it with here and do that, and now we're just far away, man. We're so far away that you can pop a damn pill, man, and get something removed. You're so quick to go to the so-called white man. You're very, very quick to see what he has in store for you. But we had the herbs, we do the intestines, the organs, what to do with this, the fire, even certain smells, man. You light a certain, they call it aromatherapy. Even Esau's trying to tap into that. There's a reason why we lit frankincense in the temple, man. Why we had calamus and these different herbs, because the Most High knew the secret and the power of these things.
Let's go to Sirach chapter 38 and verse 1. Right, and I suggest every brother, it's a YouTube channel, the brother's name is Yaki Awaken. Right? Brother, he's in the truth. Right? Dealing with nothing but herbs, fruits, and vegetables. He got it like 4 degrees. The brother took the time. I remember when he first came into the truth. Right? This years ago. Right? The brother took the time, went and did thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of research just to be able to put the information on YouTube for free so that Israel can heal themselves. Right? And he got countless videos, man. You got a random headache out of nowhere. Look, type in the headache video, right, on his page, and then give you all the different herbs, man. We got apothecaries still out here, right? We got physicians who use the things that the Lord has given us to heal our bodies, right? Like the brother was saying, the white man not doing that. He gonna put you on something, to put you on something else, to put you on something else. Next thing you know, you just all jammed up, right? A cured patient in a medical corporation is a patient lost, right? They're not trying to heal you. They're trying to sedate you so you don't feel that pain anymore. Right? Bring that up here.
This is Sirach chapter 38 and verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which you may have of him. For the Lord hath created him.
So the Lord has created physicians, men who understand how to deal with the body, men who understand how to make concoctions to heal you up. Right? Take this herbal supplement, this tea, drink it 4 times out the week, and then flush your body out with a gallon of water, and you heal from that. You know, but all the healing comes from the Lord, right? The Lord puts sickness on you. The Lord puts them death angels around you. So that physician is put by the Lord to fulfill, you know, your body to do what it's supposed to do. Right? It's 2 more verses.
Verse 2. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king.
Right, so of the Most High cometh healing. Right, the Lord put all these herbs on the earth. Right, it's a reason why they got Roundup. Right? Monsanto, all these things. Because you know, dandelions are the top, it's like a top herb for your heart. Right, it's probably like the most potent herb for your heart. Make a dandelion oil, right? It clears all that heart disease and them hypertension and all that, but no, they want you to spray with Roundup.
Right, yeah, they call it weeds.
Weeds. And what does Roundup cause? Cancer, right? So it's an adverse effect when you're dealing with the so-called white man's medicine and theories and things that he finds suitable for your yard. Man, I don't give a damn if 1,000 dandelions growing. That's the Lord, man. Right. Put some color to your grass. Right, keep going, King.
Verse 3. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration.
Right, one more.
The Lord hath created medicine of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Right, so the Lord created all these herbs. Like the brother said, don't go and burn some damn gall and liver in a pot because you and your wife are arguing. No telling what type of demon you might invite into your house. Yeah, a whole spirit in your house, man. Now y'all want to eat bloody food all the time. Right now, y'all arguing about everything, man.
You got open sores on your back.
Them unknown lacerations. Right? Don't do these things, because the Lord said, he that is wise will not abhor. But they'll do them in due season, in moderation, and things that'll help your body. Right? It's an apothecary by my house, man. Man, I got all these herbs in there. Got the mortar, put it in the pills, man. These things are good for your body. Right? So he that is wise will not abhor them.
All right, come. Let's go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 3, and start at verse 6.
This is Nehemiah chapter 3 and verse number 6.
Right?
Moreover, the old gate repaired Jehadiah, the son of Paseah, and Meshullam, the son of Besadiah. They laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, and the locks thereof, and the bars thereof.
Right, come on, man. Right, so this is going into, right, the cities being built back up, man. Right, after our people came out of captivity. Right, we don't?
Verse 7. And next to them repaired Melatiah, the Gibeonite, and Jadon, the Meronothite, the men of Gibeon, and of Mizpah, unto the throne of the governor on this side the river.
Right, read.
Next to him repaired Uzziel, the son of Hariah, of goldsmiths.
Right, so you may have men, right, whose job or duty it is, right, to work on the beams, man, right, to be goldsmiths, man, right. A brother may have the gift of prophecy, right. A brother may have the gift of tongues at camp, man. Right. A brother may know how to deal with the police, man, right, and deal with adversity that comes towards the camp, man. Right. You have all of these gifts and talents, right. We don't.
Next to him also repaired Hananiah, the son of the apothecaries.
The what?
The son of the apothecaries.
Right. Read.
And they fortified Jerusalem.
And what?
And they fortified Jerusalem.
Read.
Unto the broad wall.
Right. So you have those, man, right, that are apothecaries, man. Well, apothecaries are also very important, man, right, to the entire nation. Right. If a brother, man, is damn sick, man, right, a brother he's damn hawking up mucus, man, right, and sneezing, right, may have a rash, man, or it may be something that may be hindering the brother from doing the work, right. Those men, right, those sisters that may have the knowledge of an apothecary, right, knowing what herbs you need, right, which a so-called, right, you mix this flour, right, with with this herb, and you put this mineral right there, right, throwing that vitamin. Hey, you'll be good in like 30 minutes, man. Right. So the apothecaries are extremely important, man. Right, towards the body and nation. Right, brother guy.
Quick point. And don't go to a neighborhood physician for stuff, man. Right? Don't go trying to find some weed because you have a headache. And you smoking weed talking about it's an herb from the earth. Right? That's all, man. The Lord told you to consume these herbs. And we're not telling you to eat weed brownies either, man. That's off too. Right? You're supposed to be sober and vigilant.
Or take a bath in CBD oil.
Yes. Crazy, man.
I can't feel myself. Alright? We gotta watch their spirits, man.
Right.
So we can move on. That's a good question. That's a good question to Tobit. So we can move on.
It says, this is striving for the kingdom, ENT, can explain the tongues on men and of angels means in 1 Corinthians 13 and 1.
Let's do it. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse number 1. Let's start.
This is some of these questions.
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse number 1. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal.
Go to Acts 26 and 14. Right? The tongues of men are what? Greek, Latin. Right? These are the tongues of men. Paul could speak Greek. Right? Paul very well could have spoken Latin. What do the angels speak? The Hebrew. Right? Read that.
Acts chapter 26 and verse 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying, in the Hebrew tongue.
And the what?
In the Hebrew tongue.
That's the tongue. The tongue just means languages. That's the language. The angels don't speak Portuguese. They come down and they're not doing that, huh? They don't speak pig like I say. Right? No, man. They come down and they speak the Hebrew.
That's right.
Fluent Hebrew, not Yiddish. Right? Go on.
And saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks.
I'm going to stop playing games and get this truth out. Right? That's what he told. Now, again, that's the tongue of angels.
Come. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and start at verse 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse number 10.
Read.
To another, the working of miracles.
To what?
To another, the working of miracles.
Read.
To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits. To another, diverse kinds of tongues.
To what?
To another, diverse kinds of tongues.
Right, read.
To another, the interpretation of tongues.
Right, so you got men, right, who can speak, right, English, right, Spanish, Hebrew, right, Greek, Latin, man, right? And then you also have those that can interpret, man, right? Those that can actually translate a message, man, right? Let's get that in 1 Corinthians 14, right? 1 Corinthians 14 and verse number 1.
1 Corinthians 14 and verse number 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy.
Read.
For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto the Most High.
But what?
But unto the Most High.
Right, read.
For no man understandeth him. Howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries.
Right, read.
But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification and exhortation.
And what?
And exhortation.
Read.
And comfort. He
Right.
that's
Slucky, jump down to verse 19.
verse number 19.
Actually, Slucky, start at verse 17.
Verse 17. For thou verily givest thanks well, but the other is not edified. I thank my God, I speak with tongues more than you all.
First of all, man, he spoke in tongues, right, more than all of them, man. Right, read.
Verse 19. Yet in the church I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue.
Then what?
Than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue.
Right. Right then, 10,000 words, right, and tongue, man. Right, it would be unprofitable for us to speak it in English right now, man. Right, it would be unprofitable, man, right, for us to speak in a language that's unknown, man. Right, because all of these, right, are the tongues of men, man. Right, the different languages and dialects, right, and speech of these strange nations, man. Right, these are the tongues of men. Right, but you got the Hebrew, right, the Lashman Kodash, right, which is, right, the tongue of the angel of the Most High. Right, Roosevelt.
That's right, that's right. All the angels have Hebrew names, man. Michael, Mayaka Allah, that's a Hebrew name, means who is like God. Raphael, Rapaya Allah, which means the healing or healer of God. Uriel, a warrior Allah, which means the light of God. And Gabriel, Gabaria Allah, which means the warrior of God, huh? Right? Satan, that's a Hebrew name. Shaitan. Satan don't mean white man, right? Doesn't mean white man. It means adversary, right? So all of these spirits up there, they have actual names. And certain angels, you didn't even know their Hebrew name because they won't tell you, huh? Remember, the angel asked Jacob. He said, "What is thy name?" He said, "Why askest thou after my name, seeing it is secret?" Right? So certain angels have secret, high-level, top clearance names, right? And you will never be able to get their names. So and we might have real names the Most High gave our spirits, man. Your name isn't Rel. Or it's not Rel or Jamal, man. Damn Trey, man. What kind of name is that, man? You have an actual Hebrew name that God gave you.
All right, let's bring that up.
This is from Yah Zion, David, Yehuda, Yisrael. It says, Shalom, prophets of old and mighty servants for Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Are the 2/3 going to be the children of the elect and the kingdom to build up the nations, the water kings?
So the answer is yes, right? Our children, the spirits that come back on the earth are going to be the ones of those who passed away in this life, right? Go to Isaiah chapter 21 and 14.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 21 and verse number 14. The inhabitants of the land of Tema will him that was thirsty. They prevented with their bread him that fled.
22 and
Come. Isaiah 22 and verse 14. And it was revealed in mine ears by the Lord of hosts, surely this iniquity shall not be purged from you till ye die.
So ye what?
Till ye die, saith the Lord God of hosts.
So the sins of the wicked is not going to carry with them in the world to come. Once they die, those sins are going to be purged. And they're going to be brought into the kingdom with the new body and with the laws and their inward parts. And they're not going to go off anymore. Are they going to have the same prestige and honor as the elite 144,000? Absolutely not. They're not going to be able to rule over 10 cities, 5 cities. Those men will come in and they'll be citizens, and right? They'll be citizens, and then they'll be, I don't want to use the word lower class, but they won't be the top. They won't be, you have men sitting at the table in your shop, You know, you're going to have the 12 apostles sitting on 12 thrones. Have men traveling and ruling over different cities, taking 10,000 chariots with them to subdue the monks, right? Then you're going to have guys that are born in, and they're not going to know what happened. They never saw the destruction of America. They never been inside the chariot. They never ICBM missiles come down, and they're going to be, you know, they'll hear about it, but they wasn't there, right? Now, go to the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 25.
The book of Job, chapter 5 and verse number 25. It says, Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth.
Can you count the grass blades of the earth? No. That's how many children you're going to have. Or how are these children coming back? The Lord, He's not making new spirits, bro. We're making a new spirit for you, and a new spirit for you, and a new spirit for you. They'll be brought back on the earth through the elect, through the 1/3.
Right, let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7 and start at verse number 11. 2 Maccabees 7 to verse 11.
2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse number 11. And said courageously, These I had from heaven, for his laws I despise them, and from him I hope to receive them again. And so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains.
Right.
Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, It is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from God, to be raised up again by him. For as thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
Right, so it was knowledge in the ancient world that once you gave up the ghost, that you would come right back. Whether it be a resurrection or you're born through that seed in Babylon, right? They may get beamed, they may get missile, they may get slaughtered by their enemy, right? This is common knowledge to us being taught all over again, and we'll come back through the same seed line, right, in the next generation to come, right, which will be everlasting life and everlasting peace in the kingdom of heaven.
Right, and it's like, bro, they're not going to burn in hell. You got brothers teaching there's an actual place called hell, some subterranean realm where you burn forever and ever, where Satan with a pitchfork, and he has this jar of jelly to seduce you, man. Right? And he pokes you with a pitchfork as you burn forever. It's not in the scriptures, man. There's no actual red man under the earth that seduces you and has you burn forever, man.
Right.
For eternity. That's Roman Catholicism. That goes back to the ancient Greeks, which ultimately they got from the Egyptians, who got it from the earth, the Chaldees, the ancient Babylonians. It goes all the way back to the sons of Ham, man. Right? So no, I want.
Right. Quick precept, it's like Ezekiel chapter 24 and verse 13. Right, just to let me back right off the Job 5.
Ezekiel chapter 24 and verse number 13. And thy filthiness is lewdness.
And what?
And thy filthiness is lewdness.
Right?
Because I have purged thee and not purged.
Right. The Lord, right, he brought men, right, slave trade, man, on slave ships, man. Right, seen the rape, robbery, and murder, right, of our forefathers, right, foremothers, man. Right, for our wickedness, our filthiness, our lewdness, man. Right? And still, man, our people aren't purged, man. Right, still here, right, you've been here in captivity for over 500 years, man. But you still been a nigga, man. Right, I purged you, but you were not purged, we don't.
Thou shalt not be purged from thy filthiness anymore, till I have caused my fury to rest upon thee.
So what?
Till I have caused my fury to rest upon thee.
First, the complete, right, filthiness, man, right, is not going to be purged out, man, until the Most High fury rests upon us, man, right? Until that lake of fire, okay? Until a chick is in concentration camps, man, right? Being burnt alive, right, by thermonuclear, man, right? It's when we weeping, wailing, gnashing teeth, man, right? And the Lord's destruction, right, rests upon this place, man, right? Then afterwards, right, after that death, man, right, after the Lord has thoroughly purged you and cleansed you, right, through the fire, man, right? Then, right, all that filthiness and wickedness is going to be purged out. First of those, right, that are the 2/3. Right, so first that.
God, yeah, that's the end of the Q&A. I just wanted to bring up the feast days that are coming up for those who are watching. Right, the sister in the chat was talking about the Day of Atonement, right? So we have the memorial blowing of the trumpet, right? It starts October 1st at sundown, right? This is the highest new moon, right? The memorial blowing of the trumpet, right? It's a new moon. It's a Sabbath day, so you can cook, right? You can cook on that day. October 10th at sundown is the Day of Atonement. So that Thursday night to Friday night is the Day of Atonement, right? No buying and selling, no cooking, no working, no eating, no drinking. Like the sister said, brushing your teeth. It's a very important day of fasting, prayer, and making atonement for your sins, right? So if you haven't took off, get off of work, right? I don't care about and Passover and this day, right? Those are the two most important days that you should not be working, right? All the high holy days you should be working, but this is the Day of Atonement right here. So make sure no eating, no drinking. Prepare yourself and your household for a 24-hour period of fasting from sundown to sundown, right? And for those who haven't fasted before, I suggest, a week before so you can get your body adjusted. And October 15th at sundown to October 23rd at sundown is the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Where we are supposed to dwell in booths and in tents. Right, get a tent that's big enough to accommodate your family. For those who do have families, and dwell in there for 7 days, memorial of us coming out of Egypt and dwelling in the wilderness 40 years. Right?
And with that, come yourself. Shalom. Shalom.